Hi, welcome to American Reversion. I am Steve Smith. Uh, some of you might be familiar with me from my other channel, Integrative Preparedness. And those of you who are have noticed that recently I've been covering more topics over there about our country, what's happened to it, and what we can do about it. Others of you might be familiar with me from my books that I've written, the Stonemont series, The Reversion, The Revival, The Renewal, and the latest one, An Appeal to Heaven. And you know that in those books, I spend quite a bit of time also talking about how our country was founded, how it was built, what happened to it, how it collapsed, how it devolved. And again, maybe what we can do about that. That's the purpose of this channel. I started this channel once before and didn't do very much with it because I got busy with the other channel and my books and a couple of other business things that I do. And I just realized a couple of days ago that I probably should put it back up because I keep lists of videos that I want to do, and more of them are about what's happening with our country and how we need to turn this thing around and maybe how we can. And so I realized that I needed to put this channel back up as a way to introduce and to give you an idea of what this channel is going to be about. And it's probably best that if I just read a short segment from my second book, The Revival. And any of you who haven't read my books, if you're interested in them, I always put links down below here to let you know where you can go. They're available on Amazon and paperback and Kindle. And so if you're interested, you'll see the links down there. But in it, I explain in a speech by one of the main character, Jim Wyatt, pretty much what this channel's about. So rather than me trying to make up something new here, I've already written down exactly what I think. So why not just do that one, right? It keeps me from stammering and stumbling around, and I think it's important for us to get this clear in our minds as we go forward. So excuse the readers there, and I'll read here. It says, many of us have said that the country we grew up in had ceased to exist long before the collapse. The America that valued liberty, virtue, morality, hard work, and self-reliance had devolved into a semi-socialist state of coddled, dependent, incompetent, politically correct crybabies who were offended by anything with which they disagreed, and who, by their sheer numbers and political influence, were able to stifle and control the producing class which had done most of the work to support them, consequently driving our once great country into a chaotic decline. The collapse returned us to a reset point, a point from which it may be possible to rebuild the America we once knew. Now, in the books, the collapse was everything goes down, the infrastructure goes down, it was a result of an EMP or CME, and you'll have to read the book to figure that out. Our collapse is much different here, isn't it? It's a collapse. It's orchestrated politically, but no less devastating. Whether we will be able to do this will depend on a number of things, some of which will be beyond our control. But we must concentrate on and dedicate our efforts to those areas over which we do have control. We must build the future we want our children to live in. Patrick Henry said that virtue, morality, and religion are the great pillars of government and were the armor that kept our country invincible in its early days. John Adams said that the U.S. Constitution was made only for moral and religious people and that it was wholly inadequate for the government of any other. There can be no argument that those pillars cracked and crumbled in later years, or that the moral and religious underpinnings of our country dissolved in a culture increasingly consumed with self and celebrity worship. As Abraham Lincoln, Douglas MacArthur, and many others warned us, the nation which could not be defeated from without was eventually weakened and defeated from within. That's what this channel is going to be about. What's happened to our country. We have a good idea. I'm sure that you do as well as I do. But it's time for us to start approaching this and to take seriously the threats against our country and talk about what we need to do to respond. The reason that I call this American reversion is because a reversion means to take something back to the way it was. And that's what I feel we need to do. Okay. The principles on which our country was founded were good. They were important. They were the basis for the greatest country that's ever been built. And forces along the way have torn it down. So we're going to be talking about that. I hope that you'll join us. Subscribe, like, send to your friends, comment, participate in this. As I've seen on the other channels, on this and my Patreon channel on integrative preparedness, the more conversation we get going, the better, because everyone learns from everyone else. And I enjoy it too. So welcome to American Reversion. I hope to see you here. I hope to see you here often, and I hope to hear from you. With that, have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.